Hello, hello, hello.
Oh,
Thanks for joining us. So,
yep.
tonight we are doing our very first episode one shots where we discuss only the first episode of a particular series for this week. So, this week we are going to be talking about HBO Max's Titans, episode one, season one. So,
Yes.
I actually have seen the whole of this series. I'm a big fan. But my co-host here, I don't believe they saw any of it before this week. Is that true?
Nope. Nope, I have
This
not.
yes, this was actually my first time seeing it. I mean, I've seen the memes, I've seen this stuff online and stuff like that. And I know this is like what 3-4 years old, but this was my very first time watching Titans.
Mhm. So it takes place, it opens up, and it's like at some weird, spooky, like circus. And we're walking in and we see Raven. Now, if you're a fan of the television show, be it Teen Titans, be it Teen Titans Go, you kind of know who the characters are. So when you see the haircut, you're like, okay, that's Raven. So she's got the little bob walking through the circus, very spooky, very eerie. She hears tigers and all these other animals, goes into the main circus proper, like where the show happens, and an announcer, some spooky announcer, and we don't see him. Talk about it's the Amazing Graysons or something. So we see
Yeah.
the acrobats at the top. Three of them is a dad, it's a mom, and it's a little boy. They're swinging on the I don't know what it's called, the trapeze.
The trapeze, yeah.
Okay, yes.
It's been a while since we've been to the circus.
Mhm.
I've only ever been to the I've been to the Barnum and Bailey one before they went out, and
Oh,
I went to
yeah,
the Soul
yeah.
Circus,
Yeah. There we
the
go.
black one. But
Yeah, definitely the black one.
yeah, the Black Universe.
So there we go.
But so the trapeze artists, they are swinging around, and I don't know the reason why both the mom and the dad decided to swing off at the same time towards Robin, because this is who it is at this point.
Dick.
Yeah, Dick Grayson.
Dick.
But they do, and he doesn't catch them. They fall to their death, and that's when Raven wakes up from her sleep. It was all a dream, and she's screaming. And a woman comes by her side, an older woman. We assume this is her mother, and pretty much we find out that this is like a reoccurring dream that Raven's been having. And the mom kind of like gets her to relax, lay back down. She closes the door, Raven's door, and we see on the opposite end there's locks, there's crosses, like 50 million of them. There's
super religious
pictures of Jesus. Yeah.
Mhm.
So something is up, and I don't know what, but something is up. Now, when then the scene goes black, and we are in like the rain. And at first, before watching the show, I thought we were in Gotham or something.
right.
But we find out later that we're actually in Detroit.
We are in Detroit, and I just want to throw this out here real quick. This was surprising to me. Obviously, my first time watching, but one of the things I know about DC is they don't use real locations. They don't. Not to any of my knowledge. Gotham, Metropolis, Star City, all that stuff. So when I saw Detroit, that really caught me off guard. Like, whoa, like, whoa, that really, I don't know, that just stood out to me. It's not that big of a deal, but it was a big deal to me.
I wonder why they decided to do that, to add some realism or something. It doesn't.
I think
know.
to add some grittiness to realism, but a little grittiness, because Detroit, not that I know anything about it, it's a pretty rough area. So I'm assuming.
The thing. All right, Gotham is apparently quote unquote New York, right? So now that makes me think, what is Metropolis?
But I thought more Metropolis, but okay.
No, but that's the thing, because like these are fake cities, right? So like at some point, you would think either or would be New York, right? So then is Metropolis Chicago? So then if Metropolis is Chicago, then like what is Detroit? You know what I mean? Is Chicago did he go all the way from New York to Detroit? Like what's going on? This is why in the future there is going to be more, somebody's going to be in LA. Watch. Somebody soon.
Yeah.
We're gonna see. So we do see Robin. He's in like a patrol car, raining really badly. He's staking out, looking at this bad guy, pretty much. And I want to say after that scene, we follow him to like the precinct. We see that he's working as a detective, fresh on the force, by the way. He's like a transplant, been there for like a month, and he's already calling the shots a little bit.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, because they try to give him a partner. He gets introduced to this new partner. Her name is Amy, and he's not having. Apparently, he hasn't been wanting a partner since he came on.
Batgirl.
Well, no, I mean, the backstory has to be obviously it's got to be his partnership with Batman, obviously, and I know we'll just talk about it later on because he says something that makes you go like, okay, but yeah, obviously he had a very bad fallout with Bruce and said after that, I work alone, and pushed this beautiful girl to the side and was really filling in, really being his name, Dick.
Man, look, I can't wait. If y'all decide to watch the rest of the season, I cannot wait for y'all to see, because me and my sister came up with a nickname for Robin, and it was slinging that Dick Grayson, because he was sleeping with everybody. He was slinging.
We made a complete left turn there.
But anyway.
That's why he left Bruce, because he didn't want nobody judging him. Okay,
right. He got tired of bringing him.
He left Bruce because Bruce couldn't swing it anymore.
Right up.
He didn't want to sneak him in the mansion anymore. He needed his own spot.
He needed his own spot. I see you. All right.
That's Rob. You know, Robin's got to. Robin's got to have their own nest.
No, but here's the thing, though, because like he's running around going to Detroit playing Batman's favorite hits. So I'm just like, all right, you trying to get away, but then you sitting here acting like Bruce Wayne. So shoot fly with all that.
Look, yeah. So we do get a little introduction with him and his the person who they want to be his partner. Then we're flashback to Raven, or at least Raven's house. Yeah. We see the older woman, her mom. She's fixing herself in the mirror. She looks like she had a horrible night's rest. She starts popping pills, drinking wine at the same time. So you're like, lady, what's going on here, right? She's got
sound like she's going to work. That's what that sounds like.
Trying to get some perks to work the shift.
I mean, I think we've all done that, or maybe I should just speak for myself.
Yeah, I don't know about that, bro. Not on live anyway. No, sir. So yeah, she does reveal that she has some kind of wound on her side, like scratch marks, but she covers it up with her little scrubs, and we're going to the kitchen. Raven's already there, eating her cereals, and mom's is like, okay, well, can you take the bus, pretty much? And something happens where Raven kind of accuses her of being scared of her. She's like, I know that you're lying to me. I know that you're scared of me.
She can feel it.
It's still the Eat Fresh Refresh at Subway, and now they're refresh.
What?
Commercial break? Was that?
Yeah, that was so random. I was like, maybe this one.
So she she's talking to Raven. She's like, I'm not afraid of you, honey. Let's pray. And Raven's like, I'm tired of praying. I want to talk. We gotta talk this through. But mom's isn't hearing it. She shoves her way. Raven shoves her way out the house, out the door.
It's actually, wasn't that her spirit that did it? Because she didn't do it. A spirit, right? Didn't her spirit push her mom, and then she was like, hey, let's talk about it, and then she ran out the house or something like that? Because I remember the mother, she didn't really get attacked. I don't want to say she got attacked, but her spirit did something, and she was frightened, and then she was like, I gotta go to the school, and the mother's like, come on, let's talk about it. No, I just gotta go to school. And she runs out, and that's when that old man speaks to her. And he was quite the jerk to sit here and say, if I have to tell you one more time, I'm going to call the cops. I don't care about your, I forgot what he said, but he's such a jerk.
About your issues.
She's
screaming.
Yeah.
Wow.
And this scene was interesting because when she gets on the bus, and I say interesting, and I know you was doing such a great job narrating, but this scene was really interesting because as she's on the bus, this guy that's picking on her. So usually when you watch a lot of these television shows, it's some high school jock, popular dude. This guy was a nerd, like some freaking like nerd picking on her, and this jock stood up for her, and I said, "Whoa, they've totally changed this all around." Like just
I don't know, was he a nerd or was he just like
he was a nerd? He wasn't.
He was a nerd.
I mean, he had a Letterman's jacket on. He could have been part of like the Mathapalooza quiz kids. Who knows?
Yeah, he looked like someone who knows math. He looked like someone who could like out math me.
He looked like a little dingy little boy. I don't know. Maybe.
But okay. So, but what I mean is that's a great comparison. My point is, it's usually the jock but the jock stood up for Raven, which threw me off. And then the jock kind of got beat up. I said, the table has turned.
Yes, yeah, he definitely got it handed to him. The other dude, you know, the one who was the aggressor, he handed it to Max, I think his name was.
Yeah,
so,
right
but Raven was still impressed that, you know, somebody stood up for her. Even though the little geeky boy called her a slut and you know,
yeah, but the nasty things, yeah.
And we do get the scene where, you know, she's looking out the window, but her reflection like does something weird, like she has like a weird like demon reflection that tells her bad things. But she does try to, you know, reach out to Max at school, like, hey, thanks for, you know, sticking up for me, and he just brushed by her like
the jock that he is, jerk.
But low key, I just got my ass beat in public, and I'm in high school, just trying to protect you. I can see how he'd be embarrassed, and he walk around school with a black eye, like.
He could have played that. Well, right. Everyone saw it on the bus, but did anyone see it on the bus? It looked like there was like 5 kids on that bus.
Right. Kids talk. Them 5 kids turned into 20 kids, 20 to 40. Everybody
telephone, right? That's a high bill right there.
No, but we don't see that here. But that's small town America, bro. Like,
yes, gossip. Nothing to do but gossip. So, yeah, she runs back home. It's after school. And I think this is when she's like, you know, she gets in the kitchen and something is amiss. She sees her mom, but this gentleman comes out, this guy like in a suit, bald-headed, and he has like a gun held up to mom. And she screams out for her mother, and the guy's like, this isn't your mother, or something like that.
Absolutely. In the same tone.
Yes, and the mom was forced to confess, I'm not your mom, but I love you, and you know, something like that.
I've always loved you.
Yes. And almost instantly after she says that, the mysterious bald-headed man, he just shoots her point blank in the head.
Cold.
Pop, done. And I'm like, this is the kind of show we're in for. It's bloody. They're showing all the action, and I'm here for it.
Gritty. It's such a different.
He kills her, and he's just like, that's better. I'm like, wow.
Just cold.
They going hard in episode 1. Like, yeah, okay.
But and I think that was a good thing, just to let you know what kind of show. They didn't do no cookie cutter thing. They didn't go around it. They're like, hey, look, this is the show you're getting. This is the kind of show like right in front of your face. So you couldn't be surprised later on.
You know what though? But that made me feel like he was literally just trying to get the Diablo out of her. Like, I feel like it was like on purpose, because that Diablo came, and that Diablo came hard. Like, me,
because she screamed like Wanda when Vision died. and it jumped right out of her. Pushed him up against the wall, knocked him unconscious, and for whatever reason, she just like runs, leaves the place. And that's when we're back to Dick Grayson.
I was gonna say, wait, what?
It's like that Dick Grayson.
Detective Grayson. I love how he's a detective.
Oh, Detective Dick?
Detective Dick. Now,
DD.
He's in the car. It's raining. He's going through some files, and he sees, you know, pictures of girls who, you know, are abused. And apparently, the suspect was let off, and Robert wasn't having it. He followed the guy to an alley. Apparently, this guy is also into, you know, dealing. He has a duffel bag full of like stuffed animals with drugs in it, and specifically to be marketed to kids too, because it's pink and it's in toys, and it's like, okay, what's going on here? So Robin, he has a little suitcase in his detective car, and he's looking at it like, should I use it, should I not use it? But he decides to use it. He opens it up with, you know, with his fingerprint, his eye scans. Next thing we know, in the alley, we hear a voice like, I'm just here for Tyler Hackett or something, he says. And all of the bad guys are thinking it's Batman. And I'm like, Batman is so notorious that they know about him all the way in Detroit from Gotham. But apparently, yeah, they are well aware of Batman, and they're looking around for him. And Robin comes down onto the car, full suit. And they kind of didn't take him as seriously. They were like, oh yeah, the little birds all alone. How degrading was that?
That's very degrading. Yeah, they brushed him right off.
Right.
They didn't even do like, oh, the psych. It's like if I could be a nerd right here, if Tails showed up without Sonic. Oh, it's the Fox. You know, just gonna laugh.
The real hero.
Yeah. What?
That is true. Tails never really got no shine.
That was gross. Don't do that. Shit. That was gross.
So pretty much Robin just came in kicking butt. Like he was fighting everybody, bloody, gory, you know, smashing wrists, breaking ankles, doing all of that. He gets to the main guy after taking out the whole crew, and there's a lot of them in the alley.
Yes.
And he threatens him. He's like, if you touch the little girl again, I'll find you. And the guy, I want to say he let the guy go, and I'm like, ugh. I thought we aren't trying to be like Batman. Why are we not killing these mofos? Because clearly some of them need to die. But yeah, they go. We get Robin back at home, and he's got a really nice studio apartment, nice natural lighting. I don't know how much money he's making as a detective, but he's making a pretty penny.
He's making a nice living. He's making a great living.
Either that, or Daddy Warbucks is funding his lifestyle still. You know, aka Bruce Wayne.
Big Bruce. Big Bruce. I
mean, well, the cost of living in Detroit's got to be cheaper than in Gotham.
Yes.
Oh.
So.
Yeah. You know. That's true.
But I was gonna say because Gotham looked like they have a lot of rich people. It's not too many poor. I just had to think about as he said that. I was like, I feel like I could just stare from a distance to Gotham. I couldn't walk there and live there. But carry on.
I would love to go to there used to be this thing like who would you rather party with, Batman or Bruce Wayne or
Tony, right?
Tony Stark?
I think it was Tony. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm picking Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne. I want to go to them old money parties with the duchesses and the dukes and the oligarchs. I don't want to be hanging out with the celebrities. Who cares? I want to be around.
I just want to see if I can hang with Tony when it comes to drinking, and I that's about it. That's about it. But yeah, because
I want to see all the gadgets that Tony Stark got. Like,
oh, you a gadget guy.
You know who I want to chill with? I want to chill with
Don't you boo him.
No, I want to chill with Bruce Wayne's tech guy, Morgan Freeman. That makes all that.
Oh, that was something Fox. I forgot his name.
Yeah, something Fox.
Yeah, that's who I want to chill with.
But imagine the classy parties Bruce goes to, just really like, you know, crystal chandeliers,
and it's old school. It's like old school, right? It's like that, I say like 1930s, 40s, no?
Yeah, you can really dress up for those parties. Tony's like, you show up in some fucking jeans and everyone else is in jeans. You're like, whatever. But anyway.
That's what she wanted. She wanted, girl, go to a wedding. Go to a wedding. Dress up.
We'll be going to yours. We're going to yours.
Exactly.
Okay.
I'll take the chicken plate, please. Thank you. All right, so
I'll show up in shorts.
Robin is in his flat cleaning up his gear, you know, shirtless, showing the goods.
Question. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but didn't he look like? So when I was looking at the actor, I'm not familiar with him, but didn't he look like Andrew to you? Because I was sitting there saying, like, Andrew Garfield.
Mm-hmm. He did.
You see it? I don't see it. I know this actor was in one of those Pirates of the Caribbean movies, like one of the newer ones.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe I'll have to look again because maybe it's the hair or something.
It's definitely the hair. His face kind of, but the hair and the face. That's what I was looking at.
Andrew has better hair. Andrew has some great hair.
He has longer hair too. His hair is definitely long. But I was just saying, facial wise, he kind of facial and the hair. I was like, oh, he looked like Andrew a little bit, but obviously he's his own guy. But sorry, carry on.
Would you recast Andrew for this?
What in this show?
Yeah.
Like put Andrew in here?
Yeah.
No, leave him as Spider-Man. He don't need to be Robin. He don't need to be second fiddle. You know, he's Spider-Man. Let this kid continue being second fiddle, Batman, whatever. No.
But thank you guys for watching. If you're watching, don't forget
to
like and grab your drinks.
Absolutely.
And so we get Robin leaves the house, goes to work late because everyone's already at the precinct looking at this video.
Yes.
And it's the video, the camera footage of the attack from last night, and the masked, you know, Robin. They knew who he was because, you know, he's famous in Gotham, and the Detroit PD are like, we don't need these crazy mofos here. We don't got no superheroes here like that. We don't need none of them coming over here. So,
we live a peaceful life over here. Meanwhile, there's a bunch of the crime rate is like through the freaking roof.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we don't need all these crazy guys in capes and masks to save us.
Right. So they're like looking. They're on the lookout for Robin, And pretty much that's what they were dispatched to do, to try to find Robin, right? Oh, girl, we're back to Raven. She's left the
That's
house.
so
She's
Raven.
at the bus station. She doesn't know where she's going, but she sees like a sign. She's like, all right, take me to Detroit. Gets on the bus. We find now she's in the city. She's in the city with Robin. And she goes to a homeless shelter, or at least a food shelter. Because of course she's like 15, doesn't have any money, doesn't know where to go. She's eating on her spaghettis by herself.
She tore that bad boy up.
Yes, hungry as hell. But imagine the bus ride, long, no money, probably hungry as hell in them seats.
See, and we were talking about bus rides. You're making this not fun for me.
I mean, it might be long, right? But
hopefully they have spaghetti.
She's you about to bust out that Captain America soon. So then as she's eating, a woman approaches her and she's like, hey, I work here, I want to look out for young girls like you. There's a shelter specifically for young ladies I want to take you to. And wet behind the ears, green behind the ears and stuff. She believes her. She follows the lady outside, walking down the alley. And at this point, I'm like, somebody tell me walk down the alley. It's a shortcut. And I just met them. I'm like, no, I don't know you. I'm not going. And as she's walking down the alley, Raven's starting to feel suspicious, a little too late.
Well, her spirit, I think, at this point, it was starting to tell her, like, run!
Her shadow self.
Yeah, there we go.
Was like, look, she's lying. Look behind you. And there's some sketchy
But I'm curious to know who that sketchy woman is.
Man.
Well, yeah, I mean, and obviously, because I know all the stuff because you watched the season, so for us it's brand new. And I'm watching, I'm sitting there saying, okay, she works with that guy. She happens to have this guy be a connection there for her to want to do. Hey, like, there's a bunch of girls in there, but you wanted to go to this particular girl and say, hey, let's walk down an alley.
Is she a goon for the bald guy? Is that what she is? Is she one of the goons?
Well, you'll have to watch and find out.
That means yes. Okay, thank you.
Oh, no, could be nothing. So, Raven decides not to go any further. She runs, in the distance because the old girl was trying to get her to go in the car. She spots a police car, throws a brick at it. They come out, they book her pretty much. They're like, yo, delinquent, get in here. So she kind of like saves herself from this woman, but she ends up in police custody. That's when we see Robin. Apparently Robin is known for, trying to help the kiddies. And they're like, hey, Robin, we got a kid here. Here, this is you. So
yeah.
He goes into the interrogation room. Raven's there, and she is instantly shocked because this is the guy she's seen in her dream. She's like, oh, it's you. Really creepy if, you don't already know.
Right.
And,
I would be creeped out.
Yeah, so Robin was kind of like, what's going on? How can I help you? Trying to figure out why she's throwing stuff at the police. And she pretty much tells him, I know you from the circus. And he's kind of taken aback. So she ends up doing like touching his hand or something. And there's this flashback.
Yeah.
And I was trying to figure out, is he seeing this flashback or is she seeing it? Or
he had to have seen it because when she touched him, he like moved his hand back in such a way where he was like stop that. So I do believe he did see that because I don't think he would just move his hand back like that. Okay. I don't think so.
Well, I mean, he at first he's just like, what is this? Is some kind of joke? Because I don't think anybody in Detroit knows that.
Yeah.
No.
You know what I mean? So as soon as she's like, you're the boy from the thing, you're the Flying Graysons, blah, 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 this and that. How the hell do you know that? There's only a poster in my wall about that. Like, where'd you get this?
So after he sees this flash, she confesses to him that, hey, my mom was murdered. And he's like, all right, well, write down the name and address. I'll look into it. He calls his connects over in wherever the hell Raven was originally from. I forget.
I feel like that was Gotham. Didn't he make a call to Gotham? Well, you mean when he made that call? No? Okay. All right.
No, because she isn't from Gotham.
You mean for him? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. No, I thought okay, never mind. Misunderstood that. Go ahead.
So, and the person on the phone was like, yeah, you know, these young kids, they like to lie.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay. No, I mixed up. Yeah. And he's
Um,
like, yeah, okay, yeah. He blew him off.
So I forget what happens after that. It was like, he when he's away, then another police officer comes into the interrogation room and he's like, hey, come with me. I'm about to take you to juvie, pretty much.
Yes.
And she was scared to go, but she's like, all right, well, what other choice do I have? The police officer gets her out the precinct and attacks her. Like he was able to drug her or something, and she becomes unconscious, stuffs her in the police car. Simultaneously, Robin gets a call that confirms that the mom is, has been killed in the house. And he goes, he realizes she's gone, goes out, sees the car, like leaving in the distance, and he follows. But now we're in Raven's point of view. She's like drowsy, waking up. And it's like in some weird, like dusty, like building. And no one other than the Mr. Bald guy who killed her mama was the one who had her chained up to a sofa or a chair. Can't get the sofa out of my mind this week. Check out our Family Feud. Plug for that.
Oh, absolutely. No spoilers, but
So okay, now the bald guy, he's telling her like, it looks as if I'm the evil one, but you're truly the evil one. So he has like cups of hearts, or like he's doing some kind of like sacrifice thing. He's telling her, hey, I'm about to kill you with the do some crazy magic stuff. And she's scared, crying for her life. Dick Grayson's on the scene. He's there somewhere in the distance. He's got the gun out, listening for Raven. She ends up screaming. He hears her scream. But by the time he gets to the door, Raven's little inner spirit has already hopped out and like is giving the bald guy the business. Like she's pushing him up, her spirit pushed him up against the door, enters in his body. I guess start wrecking his insides up because he's throwing up, blood and intestines and everything.
Oh my God.
And by the time Robin gets there, like it shoves him out. The spirit shoved the door closed. Robin like gets knocked down. And by the time he gets back up, home dude is dead. And Raven is still chained to the bed. Like not the bed, the sofa.
The chair. Chair, sofa. Okay, see. Long story.
One of those furniture pieces.
It was something you sit on.
You know what? And keep in mind, I forget we have a whole other subplot going on.
Yeah, we have two other ones. Absolutely, right. Because as you were sitting there saying that, because I was going to say, wait, didn't someone get burned? And I was like, oh, right, that was that. But I wanted you to finish that, right? Because then the next one, let's get into Starfire.
Yes, so we are flashed to another scene. We're like in a car wreck. We got music playing in the background, real close-up shots of a woman. Pan out, we see that it's Starfire, because she's got the hair. And she's being kind of followed or attacked by another car that's like shooting at her. She was able to escape. She goes into a bathroom. She sees like different IDs of herself, and we're realizing that she doesn't remember everything all the way. Like she doesn't know who she is. She doesn't know what's going on. She follows, she ends up figuring out that she's staying at this hotel because she sees like a key card. She goes there in the penthouse, apparently. She's big money. Goes to the penthouse.
Big money, too.
Big money.
So big money. She said, what's my apartment and where do I go? Like, that's big money. Like, which one of these rooms are mine?
The penthouse, top floor. So she gets in there, grand room, and she hears something. She's like, yo, what the fuck is that? And it's a guy banging in the closet. She opens it up, guy's chained up, and he's looking scared at her, like, oh, you. So apparently she's a badass. Oh, yeah. And she pulls out the phone that she saw a picture of a different guy and her, and she's like, who is this? He tells her, but only after the fight. Like he ends up trying to break his chains. He gets a knife from who knows where and breaks the rope. They start fighting, and she gives him the one Superman punch that flew him across the whole room.
Facts.
That damn Superman punch is quite the powerful maneuver.
Right. Oh. And he gives her the information that she wanted. She takes him out and shows up to the club because he said this guy, I forget what the name he gave her. Right. But he's in the club. And apparently he was so in love with Starfire. He was like, I trusted you. I love you. Right?
I loved you.
I loved you. But she was like, I don't remember loving you, bruh. And he was
a man's worst thing to be told.
Yes, he was livid. He didn't even blink. He shot her.
Well, he tried to
shoot her. We get a slow-mo. The bullets like going towards her.
Matrix.
But her power like protects her. Like it creates like some kind of force field and
like
expands out.
Yeah.
The whole place bursts into flames. And the next thing you know, everything's tore up, burnt up. Mm-hmm. And it was so hot that the ashes of the person, you know, we could see their form in ash before it like disintegrated. So it was like super duper hot. But for whatever reason, not hot enough to destroy the picture of Raven that was on the desk.
Well, I mean, we'll quote the name Starfire. Like,
yes,
pretty hot. Like,
I guess she protected the photo, so she sees Raven. Right. So apparently, she knows, she doesn't know much about herself, but she knows she's looking for this girl in the picture, which is Raven, right? And that's when we get to the scene with the bald guy that I already discussed. So we're gonna act like I did it in order. Robin takes Raven out of, you know, that little sketchy place, and she's like, where are we going? And he was like, someplace safe, just really mysterious, like Bruce would do, right? And I believe that was the end of the episode.
Well, much. One last thing. I mean, it wasn't much. It led to the next episode, but we get our first look at Beast Boy, who breaks into like a video game thing, and then you get to see his ability. I think he was like a tiger or something. Like I didn't grab what animal he was.
So dark. I'm like,
yeah.
Anything trying to hide that bad CGI. Well, I know what they were doing.
Yeah, that's probably why. But I gotta say, real quick, it was a really good first episode. I can see why people really like this show, 2018, and people still talk about it, and why they're on their third, fourth season. And I thought it was a really good opening episode to a new series, and it was so different. I mean, I heard different controversy things. Like it was received pretty well, but a lot of people were like, "Oh, it's too gritty," or there was that controversy where people had a problem with the lady who's playing Starfire, and I thought she did really good here. I thought she was good. This is one of DC's better stuff. I would sit here and say.
I think that the people that are gonna bitch are the
good stuff.
No, the people that have children that watch like Teen Titans Go, and the people that look at this as like, oh, it's too gritty, it's too much. You know what I mean? But then on the flip side, I think that this is made for the people that are like 24, 25 to 32 right now.
So I can't watch it anymore.
No. What I'm saying is just that like
32.
No, this is like ruthless aggression. You know what I mean?
Like, I get it.
Like this is like for people that are like in their late 20s, early 30s that saw Teen Titans and like grew up with it, and now this is like a nice twist. It's an adult version, and I like it. You know what I mean? Because the fact that shit, right off the first episode, mom is getting popped in the head. Right. Okay. You know what I mean? Like
Vic is quite the narrator.
And mind you, and then everybody knows about the drama between Batman and Robin, and he's gonna turn into Nightwing and all this other shit. But now they're making it a whole thing. And then look at this motherfucker walking around with a trench coat.
We're trying to be PG now, Vic.
Acting like Batman.
Okay, never mind.
You know what I'm saying? And then look at this one talking about how he's slinging dick race. Come on now. Back in the day, with Vicky Vale and all these other chicks with Batman. Come on, man. Batman was doing his thing back in the day. He had all these blonde chicks running around in the cartoon. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. He's running around going over there trying to be a little Batman. Like, you know, because you want to go to another city and then try out Bruce Wayne's tricks. Shoot fly, man. But I still want to.
Well, he could fly. He's a Robin.
Yeah, no, but look, he even made the little ninja star with the color with the letter R and everything, just like Batman. Like, come on.
Yeah, it's a Robin ring. It's never Batarang. It's a Robin ring.
But you know, he's basically doing. You know what I mean? Like, but I get it. He wants to go out on his own. You know what I mean? He was a tag team. Now he wants to be singles. So it makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, I want to see more. I really want to see more because, well, I mean, hello. But I want to see more though. I'm interested. I definitely am interested. this is a good show. So I mean,
Yeah.
are we thumbsing up and down like on this?
I mean, we don't have to, but I do give it a thumbs up. It was a good first episode. It told you what kind of show this was, and I love stuff like that where it just off rip lets you know what kind of show it is. We did cheap plug. We did WandaVision, and that movie let us know what kind of movie that is. And you can watch it in the archives. It's somewhere in the archives. But this show lets you know what kind of show this was, and it's good that Robin's getting his own. Like I feel like everyone's. Yeah, I think it's really cool when he has his own, because he's actually a really interesting character. So I do like that he's getting his story told, and I would like to see more. Some of the posters I've seen for future episodes, and I'm excited about some other characters that do get involved. But I'm like, man, I want to see where this leads to. And this is the formation of the Teen Titans, and it should be fun to see how these guys come together. Come together.
I mean,
right now. I don't know the rest of it.
I see why it's called Titans, because ain't no teens up in here. They all fucking.
Yeah, they're adults.
Yeah,
but I like the first episode. It reeled me in. Honestly, the show is pretty good. Majority of the seasons are pretty good. I wasn't so much a fan of the last season. But yeah, I enjoyed the show. I enjoyed episode 1. And if you enjoyed our episode 1 of episode 1 shots, don't forget to leave us a like and join us for the next one.
And we're going to be back next week, and would you got to follow us on all those social media platforms to find out what our next one is. Hey,
see ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Dun, dun.